Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about what it has been like for me to decenter alcohol in my life. And this stems from a conversation I was having with one of my really good friends who has gone sober, if you will, is no longer drinking. And we were discussing all of the benefits, not only physically, but also emotionally and socially, to choosing not to drink alcohol and to not center your life around alcohol. So I'm going to just talk to you guys about what that's been like for me over the past few years. So I, like everyone else, maybe not everyone else, but a lot of people went to college, and there was a lot of binge drinking. You guys know that binge drinking is normalized in the United States, especially during your college years. Like, we would party Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes even if we had a holiday on Monday. So we really normalized, alcohol being the center of all of our functions. And we had these studies come out talking about how beneficial wine is. So people started adding a glass of wine to dinner. And then I became a teacher, and it was, well, we have happy hours on Fridays and you should come to happy hours and, drink with us. And, then your friends are having, or let's go out to the club, after college, let's go out to the club on the weekends, and there's drinking there. And so I, like many other people, just fell into the trap of alcohol being the center of our event. And it's really interesting because I grew up in a very traditional Christian household, and my parents never really drank in front of us. I don't even recall seeing alcohol. I remember the one time I saw my dad drink was that we had a basketball tournament in Tahoe, and he had a beer. And that was the first time and the only time really until I became an adult. So alcohol was never, it's funny because in my home, it was never seen as something that you consume daily and consume that you have fun with. But after college, I started to kind of develop that habit. So I drank, I had wine, I went out to dinner with people and I had wine, I went on dates, we had wine, hard liquor, soft liquor. And I did that for years, from like 21 all the way up to about the age of like 32. And I started to experience some health issues, and that's when I started to look deeper into just the effects of my diet in general. So I was competing, I was a trainer, and I was doing what the average American does, right? They eat healthfully most of the time, but they have their glass of wine. They have, a drink on the weekend. Like, I was dating, I was in relationships. So we'd go out to dinner and I'd order a glass of wine, or I'd order alcohol. And so even though I was, healthy, I was still drinking. And then my friend, the same friend that I was talking about earlier, he decided to quit smoking, and he told me I should read this book. And I can't for the life of me remember it, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's like How to Quit Smoking. I think that's the book. But one thing that was like super fascinating to me about that was he said, alcohol doesn't even taste good. It doesn't even taste good. You actually have to acquire a taste. Think about when you first drink. You have to acquire a taste for alcohol. And I was like, that's true. And he said, with alcohol, it's interesting because you drink a little bit because it's socially acceptable and because it gives you this benefit, this illusion of being more confident, right? Because it reduces your inhibitions. And then you drink a little bit more. And of course, you have built up a tolerance to this. So the risk of becoming dependent on alcohol is very, very high. And I kind of read this and I took note. And one thing that was fascinating to me is how long it actually takes for alcohol to truly leave your system. I thought it was 1 week, but it actually turns out to be 2 or 3 weeks. So when people are saying, including me, I was like, wow, if I'm saying, oh, I only have one drink on Saturdays, I only have one drink during the weekends, my body never fully cleared the alcohol. And that's when this whole thing sort of started. So, one thing that has changed for me since decentering alcohol is that I've had to have a lot more confidence. One thing that alcohol does is that it allows you to feel good, right? In situations, I'm gonna take the edge off, right? It's a drug. So you are impaired for just enough to where you feel comfortable talking to people and having conversations with people and engaging in social events that you otherwise would not have. So decentering alcohol challenged me to actually like myself enough to have enough confidence to talk to people without liquor. Can I tell you how empowering that feels? To not need a drink to talk to people? That is a really good feeling. And it's a level of confidence that I don't think that society is ready to accept or willing to accept. I can tell you right now, I am more confident because I have not been drinking than I was when I was going into these settings. Because, you know, when you drink, you're like, okay, but deep down inside, you know that without alcohol, you cannot be in this situation. Or you would feel a little bit less, Chase, come here. Chase. Oh my gosh, my husband must be home. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to cut this video. You guys, I like to do these videos in one take, and he's like barking up a storm. Anyway, my carnitine must be here. So what I was saying, Chase, come. Just a knucklehead, I tell you. Get over here, please. Thank you. Sit down. Awful. Messing up my video. So anyway, what I was saying is that it caused me to be more confident. So I loved that. I love that deep down inside, I'm like, oh, I can sit in this room and stand in this room and not drink and feel good about talking to people. I don't need a substance to help me. That does something for you. That's really good. So the second thing that I noticed was more people were angry about me not drinking than drinking. And I was like, oh, y'all have a problem. Oh, you have a mental problem. Because why are you mad that I'm not ingesting poison? And I'm not judging these people. Like, that's the other thing is like, it's really interesting. It kind of goes hand in hand with this whole health thing, because you guys know when you eat healthy, someone's like, oh, you know, you're eating healthy. You know, they start getting a little shifty in their boots. It's weird, but the same thing goes with alcohol. When you decide not to have alcohol, people get a little funny. And I think they feel judged. And so they start kind of attacking you a little bit. And again, it's a confidence booster for me, because what that tells me is, what I'm doing must be so powerful that it's causing people to question themselves and look at themselves in the mirror. That's good. That's a good thing. And it stung. Again, this made me so confident. I had to really believe in what I'm doing and believe in like the power of saying no, because they will push. It's really interesting how people push, and to be firm in your boundaries and to say no to people. Right? And to be able to say, no, you know, I'm okay. Thank you. That's powerful. A lot of people can't do that. And so when you decenter alcohol from your life, you are forced to look at yourself and ask yourself, am I okay with me? Really? Am I okay with being the outcast? Really? Because you are when you're at a party or you're at an event and you're the one who's not drinking. People are like, what's wrong with you? Kind of thing. The third thing is, and this is what my friend and I talked about, which was really cool. My friend, he no longer drinks. So when I buy gifts, I have to think about this person. I love this. This has been such a personal development, because I think we default to like a bottle of wine or a mixer or, you know, a gift card or whatever, which gift cards are fine. But we default to these things that are centered around alcohol. And you almost don't have to think about what this person likes. But now I have to think, okay, what does this person actually enjoy? What would they actually enjoy that's not a beer or some wine, you know, a mixer set or whatever? You know, I have to now come up with gifts that are meaningful and that matter, and that I have to be a better friend. It's forced me to be a better friend. And I love that. I love that it's made me have to really pay attention, because if I can't buy you alcohol, which is a default, right? Oh, let's give a nice bottle of wine. It was $500, whatever, but you can't drink. So if I was going to spend $500 on you on a bottle of wine or 400, then I need to now come up with a gift that, is similar. So it's made me a better friend, not only to him, but also to my other friends. Cause now I naturally I try and pay attention to what would be useful for them, what they would need, what they could actually utilize day to day, something that's not, superfluous. So I love that. I love that it has made me think about other people differently. So when I buy them gifts, I can really buy them something that they will enjoy and use. And I think that's so important. I think that we need to really, if we're going to gift things that matter. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy a glass of wine here and there. I can tell you I drink less now than I ever have in my whole life. Like, we drank a little bit on vacation. I had one glass of wine at one tequila at a party last Friday. I just have no desire. I have no desire to reduce my inhibitions. It's not worth, the poison is not worth it for me. The last thing I wanted to say is that not being able to drink has forced me to cope with life properly. That saying of like, oh, I'm going to go get a drink. Oh, well, you need a drink. No, you need to go talk to your therapist. No, you need to go talk to, one of your friends. You need to journal. You need to run, you need to exercise. You don't need a drink. And this idea that, oh, when things get tough, I just need a drink to take the edge off. You're self-medicating. You are 100% self-medicating. Tell me how good that is for us as a society to self-medicate with alcohol. So it has truly forced me to look at myself honestly and to evaluate what I've got going on honestly. And that's been super helpful. I love it. I love that it's challenged me. Has it been hard? Yes. But it's really challenged me to look at myself in the face and go, you're telling people that you're a fitness person. You're telling people that you are, have emotional control. You're telling people that you worked on yourself, but you need alcohol to be in social situations. You need alcohol to deal with life's tough circumstances. No, you don't. No, you don't. And that's, to me, this is the stuff that I have to say to myself. You can say whatever you need to say to yourself, but I think that this video is going to help someone. So I wanted to share it. And if you have started to decenter alcohol, whether you've gone completely sober or you are somebody who has always been sober, or you are somebody who, is thinking about it, I would love to hear your perspective below. If you can relate to any of these things, let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe in this video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.